If you were walking past a burning building and heard a child screaming for help, would you run inside even if you had nothing left to live for? Tonight's story will remind you that sometimes, heroes wear torn clothes and miracles come to those who have lost all hope. So stay till the end, because what happens after this woman steps into the fire will melt your heart and maybe change how you see the world. It was past midnight when rain began to fall over the quiet city. Most people hurried home under umbrellas, but one woman sat alone near an alley behind a diner. Her name was Clara, mid-30s, once a nurse, now homeless, shivering beneath a thin blanket made from discarded fabric. The city lights reflected off puddles, and she watched her reflection, tired eyes, messy brown hair, a bruise on her cheek from a fall. For 2 years, Clara had no home, no family. Life had crushed her after her husband's accident and the hospital debt that swallowed everything. But despite her misery, she never begged for money. She'd sit near the diner, offering help to anyone, carrying groceries, sweeping the sidewalk for a few coins and maybe leftover bread. That night, as the rain eased, she heard something strange, a faint cry. Then, suddenly, screams. She looked up and saw thick smoke curling from the second floor of an old apartment across the street. "Fire, someone call 911, voices shouted. Flames spread fast through broken windows. People rushed out, holding bobbies, coughing. Clara stood frozen until she heard it, a child's voice, small and terrified, echoing from above. "Mommy, help me." The crowd gasped. A woman screamed, my son is still inside." She tried to run back, but a man held her, saying it was too dangerous. Clara's heart pounded. Without thinking, she dropped her blanket, ran across the street barefoot, and disappeared into the smoke. The building groaned as fire devoured its walls. Heat burned her skin and she coughed, covering her face with her sleeve. "Hello, where are you?" she shouted, moving up the narrow stairwell. "Here," the little voice cried again from a corner room where flames licked the walls. Clara burst inside and saw a boy, maybe 5, huddled under a table, clutching a toy car. She rushed to him, wrapped him in her jacket, and whispered, "Close your eyes, sweetheart, we're getting out." The ceiling cracked, sparks rained down. She shielded the boy, stumbled through smoke, found the window, and smashed it open with her elbow. The crowd below screamed as she appeared through the haze. "Jump, will catch you," someone yelled. Clara looked down. It was high, but there was no time. She kissed the boy's forehead. "You'll be okay, trust me." She dropped him gently into the arms of the people below. Cheers erupted, but before she could climb out herself, the floor collapsed. The window vanished in a roar of fire. The crowd screamed again. She's still inside. Moments later, firefighters arrived and rushed in. Minutes felt like forever. Then, out of the smoke, 2 men emerged carrying Clara's limp body. Her hair was burned at the ends, her hands blistered, but her arms were still curled protectively around nothing, where the boy had been. The crowd clapped. The mother fell to her knees, sobbing. "She saved him, she saved my son." They rushed Clara to the hospital, but when she woke up the next morning, she refused to give her name. "Just tell me the boy's okay," she whispered. When they said he was safe, she smiled faintly and disappeared from her bed before anyone could stop her. She didn't want attention or praise. She just went back to her alley, her hands still bandaged, her heart strangely full. But fate wasn't done with her yet. Later that day, luxury cars arrived near the burned building. A tall man stepped out, a CEO in his early 40s wearing a black coat. His face was pale with worry. Reporters gathered, whispering, "That's Ethan Ward, the millionaire owner of Ward Tech. The fire happened in one of his old properties." But Ethan wasn't there for damage control. He was there because the boy saved from the fire, Liam, was his only son. He ran to the paramedics. "Where's the woman who saved him?" They said she left before dawn. Nobody knew her name. Ethan turned to the boy kneeling. "Son, did you see her?" Liam nodded, eyes wide. She had brown hair and a nice voice. "She told me to close my eyes. She smelled like rain." That night, Ethan couldn't sleep. His wife had died 2 years earlier, leaving him cold and lost. He'd buried himself in work, too busy to see his son, too proud to show emotion, but that homeless woman, someone who had nothing, had risked her life for his child, and it tore something open in him. He made a promise, "I'll find her." For days, he searched. He sent photos, asked every hospital, every shelter. No one had seen her until one rainy evening, a janitor at the diner said quietly, "Sir, there's a lady who sits out back sometimes. Brown hair, bandaged hands, never asks for much." Ethan went there immediately. And there she was, sitting by the dumpster, feeding a stray dog with a piece of bread. Her eyes looked up when headlights flashed across the alley. He stepped out of the car slowly. "Clara." She froze, uncertain. "How do you know my name?" "Because my son keeps asking for the lady who saved him." Her eyes widened. "He's okay. He's safe because of you." Tears welled in her eyes. "That's all I needed to know." Ethan took a deep breath, his voice trembling. "You risked everything for a stranger's child. I can't let you sleep in the street another night." She shook her head. "Please, don't feel sorry for me. I've lost everything already." He stepped closer. "Then let me help you find something again." The rain began to fall softly between them. He offered his hand, and for the first time in years, Clara hesitated, then took it. Ethan brought her to a hotel, insisted she rest, and later arranged medical care for her burns. When she tried to thank him, he said, "Don't thank me, thank yourself. You reminded me what real courage looks like." Weeks passed. Clara recovered. Ethan visited often with Liam, who'd grown attached to her. They'd laugh, draw pictures, talk about her old life as a nurse. Slowly, she began to believe in herself again. One morning, Ethan invited her to his company. "There's something I want you to see," he said. He led her into the building's lobby filled with employees. On the wall hung a photo of Clara carrying Liam out of the burning building, the moment firefighters captured on camera. Below it, a plaque read,